Hi everyone, so welcome to my home studio. I've decided I'll do a little bit of broadcasting from here for a change for you all. I hope everybody out there is well and adapting to this strange new world that we're living in right now. I thought I would start by showing you around my home studio. Not that glamorous, I will admit, but just to satisfy some curiosity about what an artist studio looks like. Here you go. So this is tidy. I tidied up everything for you guys just on Saturday. Look at that. You can see the floor. This is pretty amazing in my studio because you don't normally get to see much of the floor or any bare surfaces anywhere. But there you go. Upstairs, I have set up a little workstation for my kids. I don't know if you can see it up there, but that's just so that they can adapt to their new little working lives being homeschooled. Well, not quite homeschooled. Schooling on their own while mum works downstairs. So, you guys have posted some absolutely fantastic questions for me to answer on Facebook. So what I thought I might do is try to answer a few of those whilst I'm doing a little bit of drawing, so you can see how I work, and we'll just take it very relaxed. This is the first time I've ever done anything like this. I would probably honestly say this is the first time I've held a selfie stick too. And it took me 10 minutes to get my phone to sit on the selfie stick. That's how tech savvy I am. So just bear with me as best you can. Okay, so behind me is a painting that I started last week. Let me see if I can get you to see this here. Yeah, it looks a bit strange at the moment, but this is sort of how I begin. So this is a piece that I have just started working on in the last couple of days, and the idea behind this piece is that it's lots of homes, all different shapes and sizes, all across the land, all showing appreciation for the NHS. Here's a few sketches that I've been working on just recently with that idea in mind. So in this one, for example, we've got the new symbol of the rainbow and all the love pouring out of all of the houses and all the homes. This one here is actually the one that I just showed you a second ago on the easel. However, I've elongated it in reality, and I'm making some space about here, here and here to put in a few little sheep, seeing as though most people do seem to know my work because of the sheep. So let me show you the pastels that I work with. Here we go. Extremely messy pastels. They're wonderful to work with though. They might be very sort of chalky and messy, but they do create some great work and are lovely to blend. So these are Unison pastels. They're 100% pure pigment pastels, have loads of vibrancy, great texture, and as soon as I start working on the board with them, I can create some lovely blended tones, as you can see there. But to begin with, once I've primed my board and I have got the basic outline of what I'm working on, I then need to start sort of blocking in the colour and placing everything where I need to be. So you can see here, these little blobs here are going to be where the sheep will be. Another one there, which I've actually cleaned up a little bit by using a rubber. But often the way that I work is that I get the colours down. If I want to remove an area because I don't know, perhaps put the line in a place that I didn't want to, I just simply take a brush and just lift that colour back off. There, you can see the pastel starting to fall away. Now I work with my board standing upright. So you can see at the moment it's on the easel. That really ugly thing underneath it is the extractor fan that I use to extract all of the dust away. So it falls straight down into there. I know not everybody's going to have the luxury of having an expensive extractor fan to take away the dust under their work. And a lot of people don't have an easel either. So you will tend to work flat possibly working on something like this paper here, which is Canson paper. This has a lovely texture to it. You can see just with my dirty hands here, as soon as I go over that with the pastel, there you can see the texture of the paper comes out straight away. A lot of people work with Canson pastel paper, Canson drawing paper, sorry, and that gives a lovely texture, but you can also layer up pastel on top and create a lovely coloured blend that way as well. You can smudge into that with your fingers really easily. So whilst I prefer to work on board the majority of the time, I don't always work on board, sometimes I will work on the paper. But when I work on board, I like to work with it upright so that all the pastel will drop down from the board. If you're working on the paper like so, what you will often find is you end up with lots of little bits like these here. And you'll need to then be able to tip the paper up and just, shake them off. What you don't want to do, if you can help it, is blow that pastel dust everywhere, because then it just goes into the air, you breathe it in, it's not good for your lungs. So working with a dust mask sometimes helps, something like this. Okay. So I've now got a handy little assistant because clearly working with selfie stick all the time doesn't work. And the purpose of this exercise is to show you some of my techniques as well as answering your lovely questions on Facebook. So when I'm working, I really don't care about the kind of mess I get in, and once I've put the block of colour on, I'll get straight in and start to blend that. Blend with my fingers, palms of my hands, knuckles, basically whatever, and just accept it's a messy job. So one of the questions that I've been asked on Facebook by Leslie is, will I be doing any new animals? Will I be painting any new animals, any more hedgehogs, dogs perhaps? Short answer, yes, definitely. I would really like to be doing some more dog paintings. So I will need your help and assistance at some point, and you can let me know what you would like to see me paint. What you would like to see me bring into the collections would be good. I've obviously answered the question, what materials do I use? So you can see that I'm working at the moment with Unison pastels, soft chalky pastels, not oil pastels as some people often think I use, but the soft pastels that blend really easily with your fingers, like so. When you're producing a painting like this as well, you really need to be thinking about the depth of it as well, and creating shadows from quite an early stage. So as you can see already, I've started to put in some darker tones straight away, because I know these will be the areas where there's going to be quite a lot of shadow and depth. So for example, just at this point here where the hill is going to dip in before the other hill, you want to be putting in some really strong tones here. So I'm layering the pastel on like so, and then the best tools I've got, my fingers, and I'll just start to blend that in on the board. You can see the pastel is dropping all the while that I'm doing that, so I'll have to go back in later, remove some of that and put the highlights in. Okay, back to the questions. Who do we have? Graham had asked what my favourite picture is. Well, my favourite picture that I've ever painted was called Father and Daughter. I created it in memory of my father, who used to actually play football for Middlesbrough, and the colours of Middlesbrough Football Club were red and white. And so I brought the colours from the club in through painting some red and white flowers in the foreground of the picture, and there was a big sheep representing my dad, and I was the little lamb. I really did enjoy painting that picture. So I'm just going to bring another block of pastel in here, a slightly lighter tone than the one I had before, and then the same here, lighter still over the top. And then just blend upwards like that. So what I'll do is answer one more question before I stop, and I will work a little while on this picture, create a lot more depth in it, a lot more colour. I'll create lots more things going on. I'll maybe start working on the sheep, and then I will come back to visit you again and show you how I've got on. But one more question was, how would I consider doing a workshop? Oh, I think I am. See you next time.